Hey everybody, this is Michael Bryson for This is Bodybuilding, here today with your new Arnold Classic Physique champion, Terrence Ruff Diesel Ruffin. How's it going, Terrence?
It's good. It's good. I mean, yeah, Arnold Classic champ. I'm more than happy. I'm more than ecstatic about it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was amazing performance. How was the whole weekend for you? Was it good? Everything went smoothly?
Yeah. I got there Tuesday, and yeah, everything was pretty chill. I didn't stay at the host hotel, but I stayed like 6 minutes away to Airbnb, and honestly, that's what I like. And then this prep, I started working with Made to Macro. So she was there and she had all the food ready. She overnighted it, and it was probably like the easiest process I've had. Normally I got to go to the grocery store, cook and all this stuff. And this time it was just chill out and relax.
Awesome. You're gonna be able to do that same sort of thing for the Olympia?
Yeah, she also works with Nick Walker. So both her athletes once, which is pretty cool. And yeah, she goes to all the big shows to help the athletes she cooks for.
That's awesome. So yeah, it's kind of a complicated season for you, no, with the passing of John.
Yeah, no, yeah. I best, obviously I've dealt with this before with Matt Porter, but this one was a little different because I was in prep for this show when Matt passed. It was in June, and I didn't compete until November. So yeah, it was difficult. I took about a week off from training and eating and stuff, and I honestly didn't know if I was going to do any of the shows or not, but I just felt like it was, I made the decision. That's what I wanted to do. Everyone says, oh, it's what this person or that person would have wanted. And that's not true. When Matt passed, John didn't force me to compete or do anything I didn't want to do. John was all about, doing what you felt was right and doing what made you happy. And I made that decision to compete. And, I was happy I did because, me and Missy both won. And it was kind of a nice into that, to a chapter in my life,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tribute to him too. I mean, yeah, but yeah, that's a good point that you make. When people say things like that, like it's what he would wanted you to do. It's what he would have wanted you to do, not not anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you feel that? So you switched. You're working with Hyacinth or no?
Yeah, his Yesin is how you pronounce. I used to say the same thing, Hyacinth is Yesin, but yeah, I met him at an Arnold actually a couple years ago.
Oh wow.
He's Yeah, he's French. I met him at Matt Porter's booth we had at the time, so it's kind of crazy how all this is connected. And um, we stayed in contact, and then the following year, um, I went to France to do a seminar with him, and we always been cool in contact. I see him at the Olympia. He's always had a couple female athletes, and I don't know. I was doing my own prep, and things were going good. I was 182. What weight cut off 180, and then all of a sudden I started putting on weight really quickly. I bounced back up to 193 in like 11 days, and that's the picture that everyone
Whoa.
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scared people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like again, like I said a couple of times, like they didn't have any context and they didn't really know, what's going on. So he helped me out, and we dropped that weight like in a week and a half. So uh yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny because I did reach out to two other people. Well, I reached out to one, and Rachel, my girlfriend, she reached out to another coach for me, and
You have
both
a
of them
girlfriend
told
named
me,
Rachel? Who's that? No.
yeah, posing extraordinaire. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, they both turned me down, and that's why I decided to do my own prep. And then all of a sudden things were going good, and then um, he just hit me up out of the blue. He didn't ask to coach me or anything. He just was seeing how I was doing, and then I just made a decision. I'm like, these things aren't going well. I respect him. He's very knowledgeable. And I asked him, I showed him what I was doing. I asked him what his thoughts were, and he told me, and then I was like, well, let me just have you do everything instead of just ask, because I may have to come back and I'd rather not keep asking you and asking you. So just do everything.
Mhm.
And it went very, very well. He said I was a little bit behind. Not, he said maybe like a week behind for where he wanted me. And then he said, it'll be fine. And he said, yeah, you're gonna win the Arnold. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he's
Yeah.
very confident. He's very, I don't know. He's a very confident guy for sure.
That's good. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I saw I don't know if I saw it on your page first or his. He posted the pictures of you.
He
That made
did. I
everyone
didn't post in those pictures.
yeah,
He like,
yeah, it was him. And
yeah.
people were like, "Oh man, he looks far out. There's no way. Wow, this losing John hurt him real bad or whatever." And I knew, first off, I had faith in you, and secondly, I know a little bit about his work and who he's worked with and how he brings people in. So I wasn't concerned at all, and you looked great. You can see you've made some addition. You've added muscle to your back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I was honestly shocked because that wasn't really the goal. But yeah, I mean it looked, yeah, definitely I was happy. And yeah, so I'm about 6 pounds heavier than what I was at the Olympia. Which was, I was really shocked. And I asked him too, I was like, how much weight do you think we can, add at this point, going into an off season? He still thinks we can do about 5 or 6 pounds because I didn't have to cut any weight to make weight. It just happened to fall on 179, so we didn't have to, a lot of times people will, cut out all the carbs or really, really lower their water. And we didn't have to do any of that. It just happened to be in 179 to show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lighting at the Arnold for some of you darker athletes, you encourage Shapara also and others, wasn't perfect. You could tell, I could tell you guys were in shape, but do you feel like your conditioning was as good here as it was at the Olympia or not quite there?
I think it was just as good looking at photos. I went to NPC headquarters and that's the same thing Jim Mannion told me. So like the lighting was really bad for the darker skinned guys. And yeah, so and it's even worse on the live stream. Like I saw the live streams is even darker than in person,
Yeah, well, that's what I only watched the live stream. I wasn't there.
Mhm.
So that's the experience I had. But yeah, I know that when you're there, the judges see something very different than what we see on TV. So
Yeah, I guess it's tough to I do a little bit of photography here and there, and it's tough to kind of get the lighting right for the different that many different skin tones, from I don't know, Logan to me is a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My friend Jeff Robinson, who is a great photographer, it's called Stage Time Photo.
He's great. Yeah.
His stuff, he sent me a lot of pictures. I thought it looked great. It looked much better in his photographs than it did on the live stream. So yeah, you looked in very good condition. So what did you think about, would you mind talking about the other athletes that were there?
Yeah.
How did you feel the placings went? Did you feel that it was pretty right?
It's tough, man. I thought some of the guys going into the show, I thought we're going to do well. Was Courage always does well at the Arnold. He's always been top 5 every time he's been. Obviously, Alex was the biggest guy I was thinking, of. Besides that, I really did think Brian Jones would do a bit better than he did.
Yeah.
He's huge, but he does have some imbalances. And if he ever gets those fixed, he's gonna be very hard to beat because he has the room in his weight cap to grow.
Yeah, wish that he doesn't get those things right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Peter Molnar would do better. Honestly, that was one guy I thought would do a whole lot better. I mean, he was in shape. He's got crazy muscles. I guess I'm not a judge, so maybe they just didn't like his shape or something. But yeah, those are the kind of, the thing is everyone looked great. I was really happy with everyone, even from last place. My buddy Jarek looked amazing. And
I know.
Awesome performance.
I agree. Yeah, everyone looked good. Yeah, I was happy with how Jarek looked, but I think he just needs more muscle, I think, especially in his arms and such. I think but he's got a huge future. Great poser too. I like the way he poses.
Yeah,
Very articulate.
he came over. We had a pizza party, and he brought him and his wife and the coach. They all came over to the house, and he said he's gonna take 2 years off to put on some size. So I was like, man, okay, okay.
Two
So
years. Wow.
he's gonna be really dangerous when he comes back. So it's gonna be pretty crazy when we see him
Yeah.
again.
I thought going into the show that Brian Jones was going to be your main competition. I think a lot of people thought that. Yeah,
Mhm.
he just didn't quite nail it, it seems. And he's got an amazing upper body. His arms and chest are crazy, but his
Mhm.
legs, even though the shape is nice, there's something odd to me about the separation in his quads. Something just looks odd to me. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
He could have a bit more separation for
Yeah.
sure. I think that's the biggest thing. A little bit more adductors or hamstrings, I think. But like I said, once that's the cool thing. I've been blessed to be able to work with Joe Bennett, and we're very meticulous about my training and how we put on muscle. And I don't think a lot of other trainers can deprioritize muscles properly or prioritize muscles, and they just end up with the same physique. Even if it's bigger, it's still the same weaknesses, the same strengths. You know?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of people
Mhm.
who are like that. I think that all the time of like Big Ramy, that like, I just wish he would kind of de-emphasize his quads a bit, like throws his
Mhm.
balance off a bit. They could lose 2 inches and still be the biggest quads on stage.
Yeah.
There's some people who are like that. And I think, especially for your division, like that sort of prioritizing and deprioritizing of muscles to make the balance, flow,
Mhm.
symmetry, proportions perfect. That's really imperative. And
It really
yeah,
is, because we only have so much, room to grow before you max out. Yeah.
yeah. I was actually surprised with Alex. I don't know why I thought he was going to slip down further than he did. He actually ended up looking great and
Mhm.
challenging you. I might have had, just from watching the live stream, I wasn't there. I might have had Logan Franklin in second though.
Logan surprised me. Obviously, he moved a lot of spots, considering, and it's funny because he's not going to the Olympia.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Um, but he beat a top 5 Olympian at this show. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
pretty crazy.
If they did special invites for Classic Physique, I guess he should get one. But
Yeah.
he looked much improved. I saw him here in Texas at the Texas Pro. He looked great there, but Robert Timms just took him out, but he looked improved here for the show.
Yeah, yeah. So that was probably the biggest surprise. So when he comes back next year, he's definitely going to be even better, and it's going to be even more of a challenge for a lot of guys.
Yeah. I had him in second in the contest, and I also, though I thought he was amazing in his posing routine, I would have had him second to yourself for best poser. Did that?
Yeah,
How did that feel? Did that upset you, or were you fine with winning the show?
I was disappointed. I created a lot of new stuff for that routine. I paid homage to Lee Labrada in that routine. I also made that routine for the fans because everyone kept telling me to do that song. So yeah, definitely wasn't great. But I did think the top 3 for posing was me, him, and Jarek. So and he did do a really cool routine. I didn't realize it, but they said that he did. I didn't get to see his routine, but they said he did it to he redid an Arnold routine. So
He redid actually Arnold's routine during the first round when you guys come out and just do your minute or whatever it is.
okay, okay, okay.
He did for that exactly what Arnold did at in Pumping Iron.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
that was pretty cool. It was very cool.
Okay.
And in his main routine, he hits a lot of Arnold
Arnold
sweeping
as
arm
post.
poses and such,
Hmm.
and but he also put in some stuff like Bob Paris and Mike Menser, different,
Cool.
paying homage to it. It was cool. It was cool. It was a really good routine. But you flow so well, and I don't know. I like your movement better. That's
Thank
just a
you.
different, it's a matter of taste.
So yeah, I think that the biggest thing was like there was some controversy over who was gonna win. Like the judges thought my posing routine should win, but Dr. Morales chose Logan, and obviously Dr. Morales was the one putting up the money, so it's his decision. So
Mm.
it is what it is. The thing that I like was that I called Lee, and Lee was very happy with my routine. And honestly, every Arnold where I'm a little sad, where last year I took second, and he said some really nice things. Every time I talk to him, he like brightens my day.
That's awesome. Yeah, you definitely like physique wise, even and in your posing ability, remind me a whole lot of Lee Labrada. So
he's probably the biggest influence I've had in bodybuilding for sure.
that's awesome. Yeah, definitely can do worse than that, as an influence. There was some controversy online and such about the posing routines for men's open. I don't know if you've been following any of that stuff.
Yeah, I was looking out for your video. I'm confused on the scoring as well.
Yeah.
I saw.
So speaking to, well, I'm not speaking to one-on-one, but I've been to various seminars that happen in at the East Coast Mecca, Bev's Francis's gym. And I've actually one time asked in a group seminar, Steve Weinberger, how exactly do they use that round? And he said, when the judges are doing the scoring for the routine round in the Arnold, they're not judging the routine itself. They're not judging the posing routine. They're judging the physique. Because he said everyone has different tastes. Someone might like a classical music piece. I might like heavy metal. How are we can't it's judge that.
Yeah, I get you saying.
The only thing that they know how to judge is the physique. So what it allows the athlete to do is to pick the moves, the poses that highlight their strengths, don't hit poses that show their weaknesses.
Okay.
And that's what that's about. So then apparently, I guess for this best posing award,
it's a
they
separate
just pick
thing.
one person. It's just like who was the better. Yeah, but I don't know who judges that. I don't know if it's the judges or someone who's putting up the award.
Yeah, it could have been like in class. It could be two separate things for sure. Yeah, so that makes a lot more sense. So it's not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know it must suck for Sergio because, I mean, he did a great routine, but they placed him 6th or 5th or something in that round.
It's funny. Like I was talking to someone about it, and he said he was upset and that his posing didn't matter. But I'm like, it did matter because you won 10 grand. I'm like, you won more money than I did at the show. I'm like, yeah. And it's funny.
It does matter.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
matter.
like, yeah.
And, I hope that it makes other people in that division try harder. And I think that that's what the whole idea of that $10,000 award is to do. But apparently it didn't work this year because I only thought Sergio.
It used to work. It used to work. I remember for a couple of years, people were coming with better routines at the Arnold. And then this year, no, it was, I guess,
weird.
Yeah.
But you guys, man, you all brought it. I thought the classic physique.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad one. Everyone was good.
Yeah. And it's the guys in open got to be careful because I'm telling you right now, your division is quickly becoming the more popular division. It just is, and I'm a bodybuilding fan and I like mass monsters and everything like that. But I also like aesthetic physiques and I like classic posing and you guys are doing it. And I think the open guys better step up their game or it's really going to shift the attention quickly.
I think I heard someone saying Arnold is going to increase the prize money for classic next year. So that's awesome. At the Rock show that hopefully happens next year, he's already said that the money is going to be split evenly across each class. So I think, definitely think it's going in the right direction for us.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Arnold, I think even said that during the live stream about you guys, that he thinks that you guys need to get more money.
I wish he would have did it. I wish he would have already did it, but yeah.
Yeah, man, the it was interesting listening to the commentary of that show. Arnold and Cedric were talking throughout most of the show at finals and could not stop. He could not stop talking about people not having calves and not hitting vacuums. It was nonstop. But then Cedric said to him, watching this classic division, it's like watching you guys back in the 70s. And Arnold said something like, what are you trying to say? We didn't have calves? None of these guys have calves. I'm like, wow, he can't even compliment you guys. But yeah, he's a tough critic.
It's a tough one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you feel? What are you making? You can't do too many changes, I guess, between now and the Olympics. It's 10 days. So just steady
I got
goes.
to go to, yeah, I got to go to the NPC headquarters yesterday. I just made it back late last night. I got up at like 4 a.m. from a flight and got home around 10:30 last night. And basically, they just want me to show up a bit tighter than I was at the Arnold. And I talked to Yesin about it, and he said, easy, we can do it. So that's the plan, show up tighter and drier. Definitely, that's always what I strive to do, because I'm not the biggest guy, and me trying to play the size game and show up fuller is not like in my cards. So that's the plan, just to do that. We got like a week or so to do it. So there's plenty of time to show up a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very different this year going into the Olympia, whereas last year, I think everyone thought, you'll probably be top 5. This year, I think everyone's assuming, or we should be anyway, it's going to be you fighting Chris, and that's pretty cool thing.
Yeah. I don't count out Breon either. I was up there, Breon went up there a day or two before me, and they said last year he was like around like 2-3 weeks out, he was like 200 pounds, and this time he's like 182. So he's bringing a more streamlined physique apparently this year. So it'll be interesting to see him,
Yeah.
But and I only beat him by 1 point. So I'm not counting him out either. I'm just gonna be at my best and do what I do.
Yeah, that's all you can. I know a lot of people are writing Breon off, and that seems a mistake to me. I mean, the guy's been, at the very top for so long. So a lot of people.
I look at bodybuilding. People switch places every year at the Olympia. You got Dexter, but he's been 3rd, 5th, 4th, 6th, 7th, 2nd. And they same with Bonac, same with Rami for Asili Wan, Brandon, all of them.
Yeah.
So
very true. Yeah, you don't know. A lot of people are high on Robert Timms for this show and thinking that he could possibly push you guys. But I don't know. Like for me, and I did see him, and he was super impressive. But that wasn't an Olympia lineup that he was against.
That's true.
Yeah, Logan was really, really good. It was, I thought, really close between the two of them. But Logan's never been top 5 at the Olympia as yet. So, it'll be interesting. I think he's going to do really well. But to say that he's going to win, I don't know. I think that's a big assumption.
Yeah, I like Robert Timms. We both for Air Force. We competed in the first Olympia together. It's good to see him back. I mean, he definitely he's really, really, really impressive. And now I definitely think he can be top 5 easily this year. Where he's gonna place, I have no idea, but definitely someone to keep in mind.
Definitely. Did you follow the open bodybuilding as well, I imagine? How did you feel about Nick? Was he impressive in person as he is on stage?
Yeah, he was very impressive. I like Nick. I've trained with Nick. He's a nice guy. I feel bad for him because a lot of the old school guys are talking crap and being mean, like Robbie and Barry. And I get that they have their feelings about things and they have the right to talk about it. But at the same time, let the man enjoy his win, like Robbie said, no disrespect, but then he called him ugly. I'm like, that's very disrespectful.
He called him what?
Ugly.
Oh,
physique,
Yeah,
so.
that's I hate when people say things like, hey, not to be offensive, but, and then they say the most offensive thing possible. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, I'm always been a fan of bodybuilding, not everyone has a pretty physique. People like Dorian, he didn't have, I mean, I wouldn't say his was like
it's
the
funny.
most aesthetic, but yeah.
Right. At the time in 1993, 1995, like that physique was big, blocky, and bulky, and people were like, oh, compared to like stand next to Flex Wheeler or Kevin Lebroni, yeah. Now we look at it and we go, damn, he's pretty aesthetic. It's pretty funny. The sport has changed so much, but that's
I'll go ahead.
No, you.
I will say with Nick, man, I like Nick a lot because he's a workhorse. Like out of everyone on stage, he keeps his mid, like he doesn't have the smallest waist, but he keeps his midsection tight and throughout the show. He's always posting photos on Instagram, keeping his waist tight. He's a great poser. He does the work, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's very complete in terms of like, you know, checking all the boxes. He poses
Mhm.
very well. Like you said, his abs, he's got the best abs in the men's open division. I mean,
Mhm.
at that show anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of wide waisted, but so is Jay Cutler, who won 4 Mr. Olympia contests.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
can't criticize him. Now the thing about his calves, people talk about the vascularity there, the veins there. Maybe
Yeah.
that is not pretty, but he could probably get that fixed. But yeah,
It is what it is.
I feel,
Yeah.
I do kind of feel bad for him. I feel good for him that he's a young guy who just won $140,000.
I think he was the youngest guy competing that day. He's like 26.
Yeah, he just turned 27 like a month before, I think.
Oh, so
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 yeah,
so yeah, me and him are the same age. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, but still, that's impressive. I mean, you guys. Oh,
Mhm.
that's great. So you're both 27 and both the
Shortest
champion.
both the shortest guys that day too.
There you go. So there's a lot in common there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Nick. I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually wins the freaking Olympia. You
Mhm.
know,
I think he can be top three. Without a
definitely.
doubt.
Yeah,
Lowest place maybe fifth. He already
yeah,
beat
I agree.
Akeem placed sixth last year. Yeah.
And he didn't just beat him; he kind of decimated him. It was like not even like. And I'm friends with Steve Kuklo, and I wanted Steve Kuklo to win the show as a fan
Mhm.
of his and friend, but as I was watching it, and even during the prejudging when it was a 2-man call out, it was kind of clear that that was Nick's show.
Yeah.
He's very impressive, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the Olympia, and I would be surprised if he placed out of the top five.
Yeah. Mhm.
Same thing I could say for you. I would not be surprised if you win the Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have always thought it's possible. I've beaten Chris once in the past. Obviously, he's got the more wins on me now, but I always believe if you can do it once, you can do it again.
Absolutely, and he's not that good. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for sure because he was pretty dominant last year. It was just so surprising last year, the amount of improvements he made from the year before. I think that's what made everyone,
Definitely.
oh my God. But we'll see what happens this year because you guys are all making improvements. You definitely did. Your
Mhm.
back came up, and that's a strong weapon to have when stepping on stage with Chris Bumstead. So
Definitely.
yeah. Well, Terrence, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you want to say that we didn't talk about?
Um, no, I mean, just this was a great show, great competitors. I thoroughly enjoyed the entire event, and yeah, it was just nice to be able to win the show. Going into the show, 2019, me and Matt planned on doing the show, and he passed, and again with John, and this was the first show. Like after every show after Matt passed, I would always cry after the show, and this was the first show I kind of felt like not sad. So, it was a nice. Everyone asked me
Yeah.
how I felt after winning. It wasn't like happiness or excitement. It was just kind of like relief, you know. And now moving forward, I'm excited to get on stage again and do it at the Olympia.
Yeah. Just enjoy it, man. Like it's not weird. It's weird to say something like John would want you to do this or whatever, but it's not strange to say, and it's obvious that they would both be super happy for you for what you achieved. So that's an
Yeah.
amazing thing. That's something to really be happy about. And I'm sure that you're going to do great things at the Olympia. I can't wait. I'm going to be at the Olympia. I can't wait to see it.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, man. I got a seat in the pit. I'm going to be really close. And I can't wait to see it. It's going to be terrific.
Yeah, I guess you and Daniel can talk about the show. Yeah, he's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
in the pit too. Yeah.
I was sitting right next to Bodybuilders Without Borders at the Texas Pro. It was interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be awesome.
Right.
Oh yeah. So is Rachel gonna be? Where's she gonna be sitting?
I don't know yet. we're seeing it last at the Arnold. She got to sit in the photographer fit Daniel
Okay.
and during a set, it's had an extra press pass, so she got to be really close.
Oh yeah,
This
Daniel will be
one,
there.
yeah. So I'm not sure about this one. I don't know if you can get 2 tickets for this show or not, but she'll be the best seat she could possibly get, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah.
All right, she can sit on my lap if she needs to. Nothing weird there, Terrence. It just means she has a good seat.
But
all right, man. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming on. I really do. Congratulations. You look great. This is an amazing achievement for you, and I cannot wait to see you in about 10 days.
awesome. I'll see you soon.
All right, man. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.
That was good.